Hey everybody, it's me, Zonya, and I have the most amazing Take That Menopause success story that I just have to share. It's Jenny from Wisconsin, and a little backstory about Jenny. She's 53 years old, and despite going through menopause, which makes you gain weight, she's dropped, wait for it, 40 pounds. Not overnight, mind you, but 40 pounds very surely over the last 2.5 years. Jenny started online programs with me 2.5 years ago through her work at the time, which was Marshfield Clinic Health System. You see, Marshfield Clinic Health System recommends my programs, and I'm really proud of that, and they still do to that to this day. Yay. Not only is Jenny down 40 pounds, but her gastroesophageal reflux disease that she was on 3 medications for is now so much better and just down to 1 medication. And her cholesterol was borderline before, now it's perfect. And she just feels great in her skin, especially when menopause was making her not feel great in her skin. So to get here to give us the full scoop on how she accomplished this 40 pounds during menopause, how did she do it? Here's Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Zonya.
I want you to go back 2.5 years right now, and I want you to tell me, how were you feeling at the time? What was menopause doing to you?
I was miserable. I'm too old to have this be about me, but when people looked at me, I was afraid they were going to ask how far along I was. Like I had the menopause belly, and it was getting worse, and it was so uncomfortable. And even doing this interview, I'm so excited. I hit that 40-pound mark. I'm proud of that. But looking for some before pictures, I hid behind people. I hid behind, if I was holding a purse, if I was holding a child, if I was standing with my husband, I tried to be behind him, tried to be sideways, always trying to hide that menopause belly, if you will. I was tired. I wasn't sleeping well at all. Hot flashes or insomnia, bad sleep, no energy, and really stiff joints, swollen. I was humiliated. It was getting worse. The old ways of controlling my weight were no longer working. Then my husband and I both kind of had some not so great doctor appointments. It was our year for colonoscopies as well. He had high blood pressure. He's got some strong family histories of heart disease and diabetes. My doc said with my weight, my GERD, my colon health, cholesterol, I'm high risk for cancer. My doctor said, they're just going to get worse. So I need to take action and do something myself, or I can keep going on pills that have side effects and different things. And like, oh my gosh, I need to do something about this. I look at other folks who are in unhealthy situations. I'm like, why don't they do something about this? And here I am facing that same thing. And I'm kind of not listening to my doctor, who's trying to say, like, you need to make some changes. You're going down a bad path.
And very neat that your hospital system, your doctors recommended my course for you. So and you started doing that and you took it seriously. And tell us what some of your first changes were.
So your coaching has taught me, for one thing, less sugar, less refined carbs. So we add a lot of things in your programs. We talk a lot about things we add to our diets. So there's no more room for the bad stuff, right? So I know I've added oats, I've added beans, I've added whole grains. I had really tried to get rid of things like breads and pastas. Well, what I didn't understand was I needed to just change which breads and pastas and how much of the breads and pastas I was eating. And so I still enjoy great pasta. They're just whole grains and the first cup, right? Not like a whole platter of noodles.
You are like a master at making these breakfast and cookies that we talk about, that
Yeah.
we have a variety of different recipes for.
Who'd have thought that a cookie could be part of a healthy breakfast? But you have several different recipes that are fantastic. The first time I made them, they make a ginormous batch. So I shared them with a friend and they loved them as well. I make them, I pack them in 2-packs, I freeze them, and they actually work in my toaster. So I pop them in my toaster, use the wooden tongs, pull them out of there, and I enjoy them with a cup of coffee and some fruit. They are amazing. So to think that that's a healthy breakfast, no one knows, because you eat these and you're like, okay, they taste great. So it's not like it's not at all like we're deprived with our sweet treats, but I can actually find healthy breakfast options. The Chunky Monkey is another one that came later. That was in the Eat Real class that I learned Chunky Monkey. And that's like a little banana bread cookies that are super healthy, but they're fun. They have a fun name. They taste great. And, you've got to try them. They're delicious.
Woo-hoo, yay. You really said take that menopause. And when we look at all the changes that you've made, what do you think specifically were the ones that helped you with managing your menopause? The sugar, the complex carbohydrates, you learned to swap those out for better.
I used to be hungry and think I'm so hungry, and I would eat so much in response to my body saying I was hungry, or because the clock said it was time to eat. And I recognized that when I look back at that time, I was really hungry for nutrition. I was really missing food my body was asking for, and now. Then it was going to be fried foods. It was processed meats, buns, wraps, unhealthy versions of pizza. So many foods loaded with artificial ingredients. They're thinking that a diet food would be a good for me food, but actually now learning what those ingredients are and how they're processed in your body, those weren't good choices for me and for my weight loss at all, or my desire to be healthy. So you taught me how to read ingredients. A quick question: look at that ingredient. Was that ingredient grown in a lab, or was that grown on a farm? I mean, that story alone, I carry with me. I carry a lot of these sayings that I've learned from you to just help me look at an ingredient panel and say, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I do know what that is, and I don't want that in my body. And those are the types of tools and skills that I've learned throughout your classes. And if I don't know what it is, I know where to look it up. And I know, multiple sources to kind of check what that ingredient is, and if it's something that I should be consuming, or should I be careful and only consume it a little bit, or, not at all.
Wow. So we helped you through that whole menopause, helped you turn around weight gain into weight loss, slow and gradual and steady, by mastering sugar, refined crappy carbohydrates, the nutrients that you don't need, the nutrients that you do need, helping you to feel full and satisfied because you were finally getting the nutrients you needed. So cravings went down, and then now you're satisfied with sweet treats like apple pie overnight oats, which is kind of like eating dessert for breakfast, but not, and totally full of nutrients. So we were able to do that and take care of your gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, but helping you improve your gut microflora by feeding it the snack chips that it needed. So, wow, we really did a number on that. So we've improved a lot of things there. That's great. So you started seeing weight loss, and that is fantastic. What was my next question for you? You got rid of processed food. Tell me more about that.
Yes. Well, I was thinking about my most commonly eaten vegetable in my past pre-Zonya, and I think it might be ketchup. So I've come so far on vegetables, and my husband has too. And I can't tell you how grateful I am and how much vegetables changed since I was 8 and decided I didn't like them. You know what? Asparagus is not just canned anymore. I mean, Brussels sprouts also not canned anymore. But that's the only way I had ever tried them. And that's what I thought they tasted like. And I had decided I was never going to like Brussels sprouts or asparagus. And add every other vegetable to that list, right? Now, I have learned to cook them in many different ways and just appreciate them and enjoy them so much. And I integrate them into a lot of my recipes. So thank you for that. Roasted vegetables are amazing. And I had to rename my cookie sheets because my cookie sheets are now for roasting vegetables. Yeah. So that I still call them that somehow because, you've got that habit, but they sure don't see cookies except for the breakfast cookies like that.
They're roasting sheets. That's right.
Roasting
The healthy breakfast cookies. Yes, we got healthy cookies. We have them. You can even eat them for breakfast. Let's talk about your fitness level. Back when you got started with us, how fit were you? What were you able to do? And what did you start doing? And what are you able to do now? Tell us about that.
But I started doing the elliptical, and it was terrible. It was so hard. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to like make this fun. This stinks. Like, I don't enjoy it. There's no possible way I'm going to make exercise my middle name. Like, how am I going to do this? And I was just exhausted. But I kept with it, and I got better. And about a year ago, I was feeling like I was in a better spot. I actually went to a fitness class with my daughter-in-law, and she's in like amazing shape. So it's super intimidating going to the young people class, but I kind of kept up. And I think some of those young people were probably going like, oh my God, there's like, I'm getting my tail kicked by this lady here, you know, like, so I think I was maybe a little inspiring to some others, but I was not there yet. And something happened over the summer. I was in one of your classes. We talked a lot about where are your hard things and how do you say yes to changing your routine. And I needed to exercise more. I did try pickleball. I tried biking. I've tried some new things throughout the time that I've been in the classes. But last year I was at an event, ran into a friend, and she's like, hey, I've got some time on the weekdays and you've got some time on weekdays right now. Let's walk the hill. And we affectionately call it a mountain, but it's a hill. And I'm like, oh, of course, I can't say no. I can't say no. Like, I have your, voice in my head, like, you can't say no to these fitness opportunities. And I did it. And I was huffing and puffing, and she kept wanting to visit. And I was like, and I couldn't get up that hill, but I did it. I was like the little engine, right? That could. And I got up that hill, and I got back down that hill, and I had a great catch up visit with a friend, and 5 miles in, 2.5 up, 2.5 down. And I felt good. I actually was able to function the rest of that day. And within a short period of time, I actually could still like have another walk with another friend later in that day. And I just, something changed, and I've really began to love it. I tackled the hard thing, and the last 6 months is what's really helped me to finally get to the 40-pound goal. My goal is a little bit more, so I got a little more to go yet, and I hope I'm done with menopause, but I'm guessing I'm probably not done. So I'm sure there's more challenge ahead, but we take a few steps forward, we take a few back, we take a few forward again, and learning those signs and knowing how to move forward. And we call it dancing the cha-cha in class, right? And that's always with me is how to manage my routine to make sure that I stay on track.
Jenny, congratulations. Thank you for sharing just snippets into your success of how you did 40 pounds. So many people want to lose 40 pounds, and how you broke it down. You did it over a lot of months, 2.5 years worth, but you consistently did that. And there's cha-chas, and we have to not let that mentally slip us up. We have to realize it's one step back sometimes, but just right back at it. And it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and not let that derail us. And you did not ever let that derail you. You said yes to the hard things, and now the hard things have become the fun, easy things.
Yeah.
That's so terrific. All righty. You look amazing, and you've told us you feel great in the skin you're in. How confident are you that you can stick to these habits?
I now can tackle a 5K on that elliptical in 45 minutes. I'm doing the movement training videos that are part of the course that are, I'm doing the advanced one with weights, doing extra push-ups in between when you're taking breaks. I'm push-ups. Yes, I said push-ups.
The real full on, not on your knees? The real full on, or are you on your knees?
I'm doing the real ones. Followed by the prone sky reaches, right? I mean, I can do it, and I'm approaching athletes in my mind, right? And that's never words I've ever thought I would ever say, and I'm so proud of that. I'm trying to be my best health. I believe I'm worth it. I hope my husband and my family and my loved ones want to be their best health, because they're worth it to me as well, and I know they're worth it, and they should be doing things to be at their best health as well. So bottom line,
Yeah, but you had mentioned that your husband was on board. Yay. And you had mentioned though, when the first cost came through when you signed up for the program, your husband said something, he saw it on the credit card and he was like, "Oh no, not another weight loss program."
It's my
So what
fault. I
is,
set those alerts up.
yeah, you set those alerts up and he's like, "Oh no." And so what does he think now about Zonya and the programs? And yeah, tell us.
Yeah. He was skeptical. I was skeptical at first too. I had street cred, right? I had doctors recommending it to me. MDs, educated, practicing medical professionals that were recommending you. And so I felt that immediate confidence and that credibility. I needed to convince him of that, right? And then get him to come on the journey with me. And he has trimmed down a lot himself. He has given me permission to talk about him. And I know he's poked his nose on a few classes as well. So you've met him. He went from a snug size XL in his shirts to a loose fitting large. I can't believe we're having the medium conversation, and I'm so excited for him. He's done very well. He's actually in a size 34 jean, and I know he's losing yet. So we're going to be back to high school clothes here in no time. And I know he's not done either. And our biggest motivation certainly is to be healthier. Which weight loss has come with that, again, because we believe our lives are worth it. Last year,
You mentioned his blood pressure is improving. Is that
yes,
true?
yes. So last year we took Eat Real for the first time, and that's when he really started trying new foods. That has been a big change, and in 1 year's time, his cholesterol numbers really went down. All his numbers went down. He just had his doctor visit last week, actually. And his doctor said, whatever you've been doing for the last year since your last blood work, you need to keep doing it. And he just like, oh my God, that's so awesome. I mean, it's just so reinforcing when you're going through these little changes and you're doing all of this, and then you see these results, and they don't happen in a day. But in a month or in a year or in 2 years, you can look back and say, I didn't do a thing to help myself be better. Or you can look back and say, I took courses with Zonya, and now my medical numbers are better. I lost weight and I feel great in my skin. I mean, this is fantastic. Yes. So he also has a plan to go off his blood pressure medicine with his doctor. So I'm super excited for that. These meds that we get put on are because we're not managing the condition. And the more we can, we can't always fix things, right? But there are a lot of things we can fix with what we eat and how much we exercise. And his high blood pressure is one of them. So they're on, he's got a plan with his doctor to work himself off those meds, just like I do with my GERD meds. I'm down to the last one and I'm going to get off it. I know I can do it. So yes, very exciting. He's sleeping better. I'm sleeping better. And we've added exercise to our life. He was better at exercise. I was better at food. And this year, we kind of both did the hard thing. And now we're kind of both doing both of those things very, very well. One more thing I will say about Len is we just had a family member congratulate us on our progress. Len talked about me getting fed up and writing down our goals and that doctor visit with the colonoscopies where he said, you need to make some changes or you're going to keep having more visits like this. We were struggling. And he said that to our friend, our loved one. He said, we were struggling. And then Jenny found Zonya. And I'll tell you what, that phrase has come out of his mouth more than once. Our before and our after is like struggle, unhealthy, bad habits. And then Jenny found Zonya. And, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough, Zonya. It's like having my coach and my best friend in the kitchen. You believe in me. I feel that. I have needed you. I can't imagine our lives had we not found you. We are in such a great place right now from a health perspective in our routines and in our habits. And I hope that I can continue to influence others. I was taught a while back by a great mentor, never underestimate how far your shadow casts. And I hope that doing this interview and having friends and family be a part of our lives and that we're able to help other people be healthy as well. This is great. I can feel good in my skin, and I want others to be able to feel that too.
Woo! Jenny, Jenny, congratulations on
Thank you.
on the shadow that you are casting. Congratulations to Len and getting off blood pressure medication coming soon, working with your doctor on that. All this is so exciting, and it's so true. What we eat and what we do and the choices we make, and being patient and giving it the time that you have given it. You have worked steadfastly 2.5 years. Don't have to be perfect all the time, just working at it consistently. I'm really proud of you, Jenny. Thank you for your time today. You're a rock star. Anybody else who's watching today, just want to say, yay, you. Thanks for watching today. And if you're interested in taking one of my courses, take a look at what's happening next. In January, I always kick off the Eat Real for Your Health program. So if that's the right time, take that one. If it's more like summer when you're watching this, we kick off the Diet Free program. And then that one goes for months. And either one of those, you can take them in either order at any time. But I want to encourage you to take one or the other. Jump in with us live, or like Jenny said, you can take a course at any time that is at your own pace, at your own time. On the website, we have those as well. So either way, would love to have you join us. Thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you so much. All our best to health. Always remember, keep it simple and eat real. Bye, everybody.